Hey everybody, Swab here. Today I'm going to take a look at the retail version of Castles of Burgundy Special Edition. So this was originally something that was launched on GameFound by Awaken Realms, doing a high-end production of Castles of Burgundy. And here we have the retail box. I just wasn't able to back the GameFound campaign, but after that campaign launched, or ended, I really kind of wanted this. And I was going to jump on the GameFound, but never did as a late pledge. I decided that I was interested in getting hold of this. So when I saw the pre-order edition popped up, I grabbed it. This is the retail version. I got it on Board Game Bliss. I think it's about $165. So you can see here, it's got the everything looks exactly kind of like the GameFound edition. It's got the Ravensburger logo. So everything kind of looks, like you kind of saw on the GameFound page. Here, it talks about all the things that it has the contents of, and it sounds mostly like what you would have expected from the GameFound. Right? It's got the double-sided main board, and it's got the cloth bags, and the wooden trade goods, and the metal silk coins, and the double-layer player boards, and the board overlays, and the 60 duchy boards, which is the main draw in getting this, right? It's all those boards. Now, I don't know if this exactly has all of the plastic components, but it did say it was like gameplay all-in. That's what Ravensburger had mentioned during a press release at some point. So first off, you got the rulebook here, and it's a very, very nice paper. It feels really nice to hold. It's nice quality, and here you can see all of the components for the main game. And it says it has a plastic turn marker, trackers, and everything kind of looks like you'd expect it, right? Here's all of the cardboard tiles. That's one thing I do regret. I kind of wish I could have got the acrylic tiles, but that's okay. And, it even talks about how the 4 victory point markers as cardboard, so maybe that is, how this one comes instead of having the plastic parts. I don't know. Everything looks nice, and here you can see everything all the component-wise. Then it's got all the expansions. He talks about having all the boards. Having 4 copies of each is really the biggest selling point of the reason to get this for me. It has the original solo game, all that kind of stuff. I mentioned it. It's got the Vineyard Depot in plastic and the Vineyard boards. This is like a 4-layer boards. Oh, it does talk about the special edition. Castle minis and victory point minis. So I don't know if these are in this box, but this is a special edition box, so maybe that's the case. We're not going to look at the rules, because those things really haven't changed. Here you have the help sheets. This help sheet here is for the new Automata solo game, which uses every single board, and then you have 4 help sheets, one for each player, of what all the tiles do. A nice little menu. Really like these, very handy. Nice and clear. Here's the board. It's been redesigned. I don't know how I feel about the turn marker track being a city wall here, but just because the old one was different, right? But that's fine. So here you have the standard side of the board and the 4-player side of the board here, and nicely laid out, easy to see what's going on. It all makes sense, and I like that it's a matte finish. It's not like a glossy finish like a lot of Awaken Realms stuff, especially that Nemesis board, which is brutal. Here you got all the tiles. Tells you what they do in the back. The cardboard feels like a little bit thinner than I'd kind of hoped, but they really were expecting people to buy the acrylic tile, I think, and it's kind of a shame that they don't have those, but that's okay. I doubt I'll wear these out anyway. There's the Vineyards expansion stuff. The corner you saw there. Here's some more tiles. You got the Vineyards cardboard part for dealing with those little tiles. Here's those 4 score trackers. Here's more of the Vineyard tiles here. I'm excited to try out this expansion. I didn't read too much into it. I really should have. but it is neat to have something extra here. Here we have the dual layer player boards, nice and thick, no warping, which I really appreciate. Everything's recessed. It looks like you should be able to pull everything out pretty good. We'll have to see. And they alternate stacking. There's the yellow one, here's a blue player one, and then we got the purple player one. Alright, now here we have the boards for the co-op material that they added together. Alright, so sorry, the team game or the 9th expansion. Solo game. Double-sided duchy board for the solo game. The automata board for the new solo version. That's going to work with everything. And we're going to get in closer here and take a look at the components here. These are more of the deluxeified components that make that game kind of stand out. The lid cover, everything is nice. Space for tiles. Here's those 4 plastic player turn markers. They stack really nicely on top of each other. I expected it, to a retail edition for them to not bother with that and to go and put something like cardboard chits. So it's cool we got those. Having the metal coins is surprising. They look really nice. And these are wooden trade good tiles. I cannot believe these are wood. That's what surprised me the most, is that they aren't cardboard. I thought that would be no spot. They could have saved some money on the retail edition. Really, the retail launch versus the GameFound launch, it made it sound like it's going to be something different. And they seem they're basically similar, it seems. I don't have the GameFound to say for sure, but that's what it seems anyway. There's the dice there, and we have the 4 component bags. They have kind of like a plasticky velvet feel, so they don't feel like crazy high-end, but they're nice. They stand up nicely. Right? The base kind of makes them be able to stand, which is always nice. I'm sure if you work with them for a little bit, they'll be nicer. Not crazy about the color green, but I don't know. It's nice to have something like that. They're no Chip Theory Games quality level, but that's okay. Little cardboard to protect, I think, that insert from traveling. I'm probably going to leave that in there. We'll see. Then underneath, here we go, we got the plastic tiles, which really surprised me, honestly, to see inside this box. I kind of thought this is where they're going to save some money, but I guess not. There's those 4 pieces to keep your tiles from moving around for the duchy boards. You're going to fit right into your double thickness player mats on top of the duchies. And here you have all 60 of the duchies, 4 of each, which is amazing. I'm not going to open them up and take a look at them, but this would be the reason to buy this box. Having all of these, having 4 copies of each, so everybody can play the same duchy map if they want to. Between that and the solo mode, this was a big pull. I know there's that old solo mode expansion, but only having about board 33, 34 for it was not as nearly as exciting as having the ability to play all of the duchies. We got the player markers. Some plastic. I mean, going and putting over a wash on them would maybe make the things pop out. Because they're colored, I don't see a reason to fully paint them unless you're really into painting miniature busts. I don't have time. I wish I did. And honestly, having the colors that match so nicely, I think I'd just leave it as that. And here we have the castles. Originally those designs, people were worried about things not being able to sit on top when you had to stack tiles on top of them to be able to see the shield tiles. But they look like they fixed that issue. People probably knew this already, but I wasn't really following everything on the campaign initially, but yeah, they all have nice heights. They're all a different design. They seem nice. Again, having a wash, if you've done the sun drop method that Awaken Realms likes to do, they'd look great, but you could just as easily do that yourself if you're so inclined, right, with a spray can or an airbrush if you have an airbrush. But they all look really nice. They definitely have some appeal. And underneath that is the boards now for the new stuff. We have the Vineyards expansion. Just removing this top here. Nice having those. Keep everything in place. Another one of the bags. Here we've got the Automata cards for the new solo game. And they got the 4 Vineyard boards. They're all quad layered. They're really nice. They'll go next to your duchy. You can stack those little grapevine bonus tiles, the double hex tiles. And there's all 4 of those. And then, of course, underneath you have the plastic Vineyard depot to store all of, I believe, the hex tiles will go on those. Yeah. Again, can't believe they didn't just make this a cardboard or not even bother with the stand. But I guess it made sense just to make the retail copy the exact same. I'm assuming they're the exact same. I keep saying they're the exact same. I expected them to be completely different. Then it sounded like they're going to be close to the same, and now it turns out they are the same. Price-wise, it probably worked out roughly the same. With shipping, it might have been slightly cheaper to have got it the way I did versus through the GameFound page. The benefit, of course, having gone through the GameFound is you had easy available access to the acrylic tiles and the neoprene mat if you want the neoprene mat and all those other things. Personally, I'm 100% happy with just having the gameplay content, though the acrylic tiles might have been nice to have. Anyway, I hope that unboxing kind of gives you an idea of what the differences were in case you're trying to figure out should you pick up an aftermarket GameFound copy versus getting just the retail version. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a great one, and we will talk again soon. Take care.